Okay, so this is Adele Gomez recording for the interview with an entrepreneurship for entrepreneurship class. I'm here with Maria. She's the owner of Mother Nature's. How are you, Maria?
Very good. How are you?
Good. So let's start with the first question.
Okay.
Have you always thought of being an entrepreneur?
No.
No.
Okay.
Okay. And how did you think of opening a restaurant?
Okay. So, originally I was born in Greece, and my parents, immigrated, and I was the youngest of 8, and they brought me here when I was 13 and a half. So, age 17, I met my husband, Ali, and age 20, we got married. After that, we went to Calgary and then Vancouver. And we were away for 6-7 years, between Calgary and Vancouver. So then I felt homesick and I wanted to return back to St. John. So at the time, we noticed that there was no pita bread in the city of St. John, the province of New Brunswick. So we moved back to St. John with the idea to purchase, ready, going on business. So we looked around and there was nothing that, attracted us, or it was, something that we thought we can do. So then we see there was no pita bread. So we said, why don't we do pita bread? Manufacturing pita bread for the province. So we did that. So we're getting ready. At the time, right now, meanwhile getting the decision, we moved in November. By June, I'm home. I wanted to start a family too, so I was pregnant. So we started the pita bakery, going to Boston, Massachusetts for about 10 times to purchase our equipment because it's an automated line, right? So that was taking time. Right now I'm 6 months pregnant. And I said to my husband, yes, we're doing the pita bread, but people, they're not familiar with this product in the city. They'll see it in the grocery stores and they'll think, what is this? A Hacky Pack? A bigger Hacky Pack? We need to educate them. And I said, why don't I open a little counter in front of the store? At that time, our first location was at 20 Charlotte Street. So the bakery was in the back. I said, allow me just a little counter. I'm going to take the pita bread, sell it, and then make pockets, make sandwiches. I love doing desserts, I love cooking. So I said I can do some lasagna, some desserts, different little things, and then, we can introduce the pita. Anyway, neither my husband or my family was approving of my, idea. So the fact that it was fast food and we were the first fast food restaurant in the city, like you go up on the counter and you order, right? But I was familiar with the concept, living in Calgary and Vancouver. And I have 4 brothers. I went to one of my brothers. He's, he thinks like me. He used to own Aquarius Tavern, is no longer in existence. He was 20 when he started his business, extremely successful. And I gave him the idea, what I had, to educate people. And at the same time, by the time my husband will get the product on the shelf, and then it will take about 3-4 months for superstores and Sobeys to get, the funds back to him. He needed a lot of money to support his project, right? So I thought this will give us cash flow, to pay our payroll and our rent and our ingredients.
Right.
So anyway, my brother says, you have a good idea, you go ahead, and I'm behind you. Forget Dad and the other brothers and everybody. I think you're thinking the right way, So the fact that I had one person behind me, backing me up, so I got very confident. I was 6 months pregnant now, remember. It's September, October. And the fact that I was pregnant, and this is what my husband, neither my dad or my brothers wanted me to go ahead with this, because they were telling me, are you going to be in business or are you going to be a mother?
Right.
My entire family, 80%, they were in the restaurant business, and they know how difficult it is. And they say, you better think it very carefully. Anyway, as stubborn as I wasn't listening. I thought I was coming with a good idea, and to support Ellie's idea, because I felt he may not be as successful. The fact that people, they won't recognize what that product was there and what they were going to do with it. So we're getting ready. Ellie's getting ready with this bakery in the back. I'm getting ready with the restaurant. We're setting a date to open February 4th. So we're supposed to open 7:30 in the morning. Now I'm 9 months pregnant. The night before, my husband and me and my dad and my brother, we were baking pita for the next day, we were opening. So 7:30, we come to the store. I knew I was in labor, but I wasn't saying anything. But when I saw my husband trying to go and open the door, I stopped him. And I said, please don't open the door. I think I'm ready to have a baby. And he got all excited. And so is my dad. He says, I told you, you shouldn't have done this. You were working too hard. You bring to yourself. I said, calm down. Maybe I'm excited because, all this is happening. So now it's 7:30. There was another lady that we had hired. She had 8 children, and I told her every 15 minutes I had pressure, and she said to me, you better run right now. So we go to the hospital. By this time, it's like by the time we close everything, the restaurant, it's 8 o'clock, 8:30, we arrive in the hospital, waiting to see the doctor. 9:45, my son was born. So instead of opening the restaurant, February 4th, 9:45, we opened it the following Monday, February 11th.
Right.
And from that, it's history. Mother Nature's was born, and it is what it is right now.
Nice. That's
so one Monday, Emmanuel, my son, was born, and the following Monday, Mother Nature's was, born. How did I do it? I had very supportive parents. They had 8 children. They moved in with me right away. Then, Sunday, the day before we opened, they took care of my son for 4 months. Until I get myself situated with the company, and then I found somebody to come in and take care of my son. And I promised myself, though, I was gonna do in the morning until 5 o'clock. I knew I was gonna get a job eventually, right? So 9 to 5. So I promised myself 5 o'clock I'll be home with my family, and I did that. And every day 5 o'clock, exception with very few days that we had caterings and we had to go there in the evenings, late, and we'll have a babysitter, but that was very few nights. We were home as a family at 5 o'clock.
Nice. Okay, so that actually leads us to the next question, which is, how long has it been since you opened your business?
Okay, coming up February 11th, will be 35 years.
35 years, that's a long time. Okay, and in your opinion, what are the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur and having your own business?
Okay. You have to be for success, right? First of all, you have to believe in your project. If you don't,
right,
and you don't back it up, there's no such a magic. Like, I knew I was confident what I was doing. I was believing in my confidence, and I can support my project.
Right.
Okay? And I think my confidence was the success for the Mother Nature's restaurants. I had nothing to do with the bakery. My husband was on that, right? I was supporting the restaurants, he was supporting the bakery. So no matter what came in front of me, it was like, okay, just pause. We have a solution for it. We can do this, I wouldn't say there were not difficult times. There were many, but you gotta think positive. And you have to back up your project, meaning you can't depend on others to do your job. I always depended on myself. Anything I wanted to do it. Yes, I needed the help, to get the company to where it is right now. But majority, I had to depend on myself, that I can make the right decisions. And hopefully I did them, and we had success, and people love, the product and the service. I think the success of Mother Nature's, it was the service and the product. Let me tell you why restaurants they have a lot of failure for the most of the times. They open up, but then a lot of them close. It's the consistency, okay? A lot of restaurants would open 1 year, half a year, doing the right thing. Then the owners think, okay, we have it going right now. We can get a manager, we can do this, and we can pull away. No, it doesn't work like that, because you really have to protect your product and the same consistency. Let me give you an example, and I say that to my employees. Let's take McDonald's, for instance, right? The original owners was like us. They had it for 25 years, and then they sold it, and the next person took it everywhere in the world. So what is it in a hamburger? It's just 2 buns and a patty and some lettuce. But the consistency, whether you go to Russia, Europe, North America, Africa, you always get the same McDonald's consistency.
Right.
And that's what made McDonald's very, very successful.
Right. And
Consistency is key for success in a restaurant business. Because be yourself. If you're a customer and you love our steak and mushroom, first time, second time, you come the third time, somebody missed the spices, there's no flavor. You come again, you will not be coming the third time. And that's the same for all of us. It's human nature, right? You craved it the way it was the very first time and you liked it. When the product changes, you don't return back. But we kept through training, and that was the success, the consistency. And the customers tell us the steak and mushrooms taste the very same as it did day one. And that's the success.
Nice, because that was the fifth question, actually, like what made your restaurant so successful. So you'd say it would be consistency, right?
Consistency.
Right.
With the service, the product is, of course, 70-80%, but you gotta have the service. We were built, our foundation of the company with good quality product, but the service just right behind it there.
Right. And I see
Which why, sometimes you'll have the old customer that will get disappointed, or an employee is having not a very good day and they're not as, gentle or polite with the customer. We can avoid that. It can happen to any company in the world, but, as a management, we really, really thrive on a good service. After all, you can ask Irvin. He works for us. And, when I train the employees, I tell them, service, the smile, the attitude, wish them a good day, ask them how was their day, just have a conversation with the customer. It's not just, okay, here's your meal, goodbye.
To really connect with the customer.
Connect with the customer. Connect with the customer. Give them, after all, they're coming here to eat a meal, but to them is a little time away from their work, their hectic lifestyle. So they want to be entertained a little bit, so crack a joke with them, say something, so they like it. We have repeated customers for 35 years coming here frequently because they love and they believe in the company, not only the product but the service too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna